So as I said at the beginning of the Mass today, we honor Our Lady of Lourdes. This is a wonderful story for me personally. It's a favorite of mine. It's probably indeed my earliest memory I have of that was something that was of a religious awakening. I was 5 years old, and my neighbor across the street, Mrs. Bowes was her name, she taught religious education classes. Back then we called it CCD. I don't know if we still call it that or not. And she gave me, as I went over to her house, a little 45 RPM record, and it was the story of Bernadette and Our Lady of Lourdes. I played that and played that and played that on my little 45. I loved it. It was a little musical. I can still remember some of the songs. I'll spare you right now some of the cute little songs. But it was a wonderful story. And so fervent was my faith that this little girl was able to be visited by the Virgin Mary that I said, well, I'm a good boy. So I went outside and I knelt at this rock that had a rose bush against it because there was roses were present at the time with Bernadette. And I knelt down looking up at the sky with fervent prayer, fully expecting that the clouds would part and Our Lady would come down in front of me and talk to me. It's a memory I have of just that wonderful imagination of religious thought and spirituality. And it has stayed with me because that story of healing, of bringing a sense of fullness to many, many lives is a beautiful, beautiful story. Most of us in this room, most of us watching this wherever we're watching, might recall the 1950s movie starring, I believe, Jennifer Jones. Father James, is that her name? Jennifer Jones, the actress. Maybe she won the Academy Award that year for Best Actress. She did. He is my Oscar expert, Father James, our first reader. And it was just, it's a movie I have on video. Maybe you have seen it many times yourself like me. But it gives me a sense of hope that this simple young girl was chosen by God's mother to talk to her and to, through her, to bring the blessing of healing and wholeness to the world. It's a great story, and one that I think we should all try to remember, the simplicity of Bernadette. Her life, as the lady said to her, she never said it was the Virgin Mary, by the way. She never said. She always said it was a lady, a beautiful lady. But this lady promised her happiness in heaven, but not on earth, that she would never really fully, and it was true. Bernadette suffered greatly the scorn of many people who doubted, jealousy of her fellow sisters when she joined the convent nearby. So it was not an easy life for her. Her death was very difficult as well, the process of dying, but she kept her faith. And the church, in all its wonderful sense of knowledge, figured when she's suffering, she'll tell the truth. And they actually stayed with her for hours, questioning her, seeing if she would change her story while she was suffering and about to face God. And she never wavered from her story. So it's a beautiful, beautiful story for us. So we pray for ourselves that we, all of us, may find healing, may find our sense of wholeness in our relationship with God and God's mother. And we do so today, coming to this beautiful church to pray, to ask the Lord to bring us pardon and peace, as well as health in mind, body, and spirit.